And then it's the way I set my face, baby. I'll be beat all day. All day. So yeah. Hey guys, welcome back. I don't know what I'm going to do, but the brows are done. The skin is prepped. No, I didn't put primer on, so it's almost prepped. Got to make sure I put primer on. But I'm going to do one eye off camera because I don't know what I want to do. But I'll come back with what we're doing today. I'll be right back. Okay guys, so this is the eye look. Cut crease. I have not done an official cut crease. I've been doing full cut creases. This is an official cut crease. It was super easy, cute. I'm gonna get in closer because I have glitter. I can see it in person, but it's not really picking up on camera, so I'm gonna get up close to the camera so you can see the glitter. Okay, so I used concealers under my eyes. So I used this CoverGirl concealer in the color Deep Golden in the beginning of my brow because I hate when I use a lighter concealer in pictures. I can still see it. Sometimes I edit it out, sometimes I don't. I don't like that look anymore. So I just decided to basically just use something closer to my skin tone, something brighter on the end, and merge them in the middle. On my lid, I used the Makeup Revolution C 12.5 concealer all over my lid. I blended that out, and then what did I do? Basically nothing. I just blended it out. And this is what we have. So I'm using 3 concealers, one here, and one all over my lid. So we're gonna get in, and I did my nails. I tried to film it. I will release the video, but it ain't a lot. But it shows you some of the process, but you'll see in the video. I explained everything. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to be taking the Sephora palette, but I'm gonna be using this green. And I'm going to pat that all over my crease. What brush did I use? I used the Morphe M433, so I'm just going to begin to do that now. So next I'm going to be taking the Sephora. No. I'm going to be taking the Warrior palette by Juvia's Place. I'm going to be taking this brown right here, and I'm going to use that to blend out this line. Okay, so when I did this eye, I realized that the Sephora color was not it. It wasn't as pigmented as I wanted it to be. So I went in with this Crown C511 brush. And I went in with Plumage, I call it Plumage, eyeshadow from MAC. This is I have this palette. How long have I had this? I had this palette for like 4 years, so it's all beat up. But this is Plumage right here. I took that and I patted it all over where I put that first green color. The next color I'm going to take to deepen that, because I wanted like a really, really rich green. Plumage is perfect had I used it her alone. But since I already used that first green from the Sephora palette, and then I went in with Plumage, it's really not as pigmented. Had I used Plumage alone, I would probably have gotten the look that I was going for. But I'm going to go in with Carbon. I'm going to go in with Carbon on this Juvia's Place JP007 Pro Blending Brush, and I'm just going to pick up some of that Carbon and pack it all over just to deepen it more. Okay, so that is completed. The next step is to cut the crease. Where's my cut crease brush? Okay, that's not it. Okay, so I'm going to be using this MAC brush if I can get it out. Okay, so this is a MAC. I love this brush. 248. It's so thin. So this is the Inglot, like I said, gel liner in number 94. It's more like of a champagne-y kind of color. So what I do is I'll just get some on the brush, and I'll begin to cut my crease. So since my eyes are hooded and I want to create more eye shape and more eye space and everything else. I have a good amount of eye space, but I do have like my little skin fold situation, so I'm still considered hooded. What I'm going to do is I'm going to look forward in the mirror. You're going to see exactly what I'm going to do, but I need to look in the mirror because I want to map out exactly where I want my crease. So enough of me rambling, let me cut my crease. Go with that brown from the Juvia's Place palette, just because I know how I am, and to me this made sense. Yeah, yeah. But I'm gonna go over that with the glitter, so it really didn't make any sense for me to do it, but I think I did it. I'm not too sure, I don't remember. But I'm gonna go in with this Violet Voss glitter. It's called Golden Fairy. I'm gonna try to get up close without spilling it. And I'm going to take that on a Juvia's Place JP002 small definer brush. And I'm just going to pack on this glitter. Okay, so the eyes aren't looking exactly alike. That's because I always go in and re-blend more. So that's where the blending comes in. So this is the brush that has plumage on it. And I'm going just to go overlap. Because I like gradient, but then I do like it to be overlapped as well. So yeah, it's starting to look cohesive. So yeah, I just go in. I'm going to go in a little bit of, no, because I do have a little bit of separation. Because on this eye, you see it's like light green and then green and black. So I'm just going to go over this. I feel like I just need to go over it a little bit with plumage. Because it's peeking out. The gold base is peeking out a little bit more than I wanted to. Okay. So now that that's done, I'm just going to go back in with some carbon. And I'm going to overlap that plumage. Overlapping. Yep. Okay. So at this point, I'm going to do my liner. I'm going to try to show it to you. But usually when I do liner, I need to be like in the mirror. Excuse me, mirror. I'm sorry. Yeah, I need to be in the mirror. So I'm going to try to get as much as I can. So my liner is done. Liner is by far the trickiest thing in life. But whatever. I'm going to be going back with some carbon because I hate to just have like the line there. I like when my wing is kind of like smoked into the liner. Okay? I'm going to go back in with that black and just keep patting. Patting until you can't see right here. You're going to see the wing, but you cannot see where that black begins. Like, you're going to see it, but you don't want to see it. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Okay. So, the eyes look good. I'm going to go in with my 212 brush that I did my eyebrows with off camera. I'm going to take that deep golden concealer, the same one that I used for the front of my brows. I'm going to clean up my wing. I used to use a lighter concealer and then blend it down, and then because I'm going to highlight with concealer and foundation and all that cute stuff. I still sometimes in pictures you can still see that you use concealer. So I'd rather use a concealer that's more closer to my skin tone. So when I'm starting to do my foundation and blend in, I don't even have to go that close. You know what I mean? So I'm just going to take that 212 and I'm going to stamp it right here. Yeah. I'm going to stamp that right here. Another thing I did do was I took that plumage brush and I just kind of like blurred this line right here. I don't feel like this needs to be the perfect line. Like I said, you're going to see the wing still, but you want it to be a little blurred. So I'm just going to pat right there. Then I'm going to take that brush that I used the brown with from the Juvia's Place palette, and I'm just going to blur it. Because makeup is all about blending. You want to make sure like it's not blurred. I'm going to go back with this Sephora brush. Well, not this Sephora brush, but the brush I use with that Sephora green. I'm going to go right in here. Just right above that green on the cut. Because I hate when I don't have like a blurred line. Like it's a cut, but I don't want it to be too precise, but I want it to be precise. But I just like to make sure that it's blended. So I'm going to go back in with a little bit more of that concealer, just so it's more concentrated. The first application was just for me to make sure that I got a crisp line. Now I'm making sure that my line is really, really concentrated. Okay, and that's what we have. Take some Duo lash glue. I'm going to go over that line. Go over it. So basically glue on top of glue attracts glue. So I'm going to be taking my lashes and I'm going to be prepping them off camera, and I'll come back to pop them on. I didn't want anything too thick to like hide the shadow or whatever, so. Very easy. Pop on that lash, girl. I think I'm going to do inner corner highlight. Probably from the Sephora Pro palette. I'm going to use the same brush that I used for the glitter. The Juvia's Place 002 Small Definer. I'm just going to take this color and pop it right here. I feel like I need to brighten this area up. Yeah. Looks really good. Yep. Pop it there. Open it up a little bit. My lashes in the way. So I'm going to move on to foundations. I'm going to be mixing all three of these foundations. So I'm going to be using the Chai foundation from Too Faced. It's good, but I don't like the coverage. It's too natural and it's very dewy. The Maybelline Fit Me in the color 340, too light. And Burkina from Juvia's Place. I like it because it's full coverage, but I don't like the tone of it. It's very like orangey red. So I'm going to be using that on a Real Techniques Instapop cheek brush. I don't like the other one. I feel like it's too big and I don't have a big face. Not saying if you have a big face, that's why you're using it. I just like something real small and compact. Yeah. So this is number, does it have a number on it? No. Some of them have numbers on it. Mine doesn't have a number, but that's okay. So I'm going to start off with a pump of Chai on each side. I'm going to fast forward through this because nobody wants to see foundation, right? Gotcha. And then some of the Juvia's Place Burkina. I don't like the tone of this. I feel like it's too red or something. I just can't get with this foundation. But I like full coverage. If you don't. And then the next foundation will be the matte and poreless from Maybelline. I told you the color in 340 Cappuccino, but I didn't tell you what foundation it was. So yeah, I just go in like this. I like full flawless. I need to get another one of this. So yeah, this is what we looking like. And I will blend this out, and I will come back when it's time to highlight and contour. Okay, so my foundation is looking a little orange. That's okay, because when it oxidizes, It actually, like when it dries down and I highlight and I contour, it all works out. So bear with me, because this is how it normally looks when I mix them. But I'm going to highlight and contour, so don't worry about that. Everything will work all the way out. So just trust the process. Trust the process. If you have foundations that do not work, try mixing them like I do. When you highlight and you contour, it will be fine. I'll be concealing under my eyes with this Infallible Full Wear in the color Cashew 365. On top of that, I'm going to be using the Tan Deep Sand from Tarte Shape Tape. And to contour, I'm going to be using Studio Fix 24 Hour Smooth Wear Concealer to contour. So I'm going to let my concealer sit while I figure out what I'm going to work, because I'm actually going to work. And I'll be right back. Okay, so now that that is dry, almost, I'm going to begin to pat it out. I don't want this too concentrated, so I'm going to pat my chin out. But before I pat out under my eyes, I'm going to go in with this Jekyll and Hyde Times Morph JH08 brush. And I'm going to blend this contour up into the concealer. I like to do this when the concealer is almost dry, just because you get more fuller coverage, especially under your eyes. I'm going to take this Morph E18 brush and I'm going to blend out my nose contour. Okay, so now that that is blended, I'm just going to take my foundation brush and I'm going to go in between the highlight and the contour just to soften it. Yeah. Okay, so now that that is blended out, it literally almost was dry. That's how I would prefer to blend my contour out and my concealer and my highlight and all that cute stuff. So I'm going to take my Luscious by Lynn powder. I'm going to take that on this Morph sponge that's wet. So I'm going to push that into the skin, make sure it's set, and then I'm going to bake on top of it with some banana powder. I started to do that. I liked the way it looked with me drying my concealer almost dry and me patting in the lid and then put in Van Nuys over it just to give it like setting and then a pop. So that's what we're going to do. I'm going to do both of that. I'm going to do both of those things with this sponge right here. So I'm going to put some of that powder on the cap. I'm going to get it on the beauty blender. I saw this trick from Jackie Aina and I did it yesterday and it actually really works. So I'm going to just take the excess off instead of blowing it. Anybody got time to be wasting on product? I don't get free product. I buy everything. So I'm just going to take the excess off. And then I'm going to pat it under my eyes. Then I'm going to go back in and get that powder. And use that. And I'm going to do that on the other eye. And then I'm bake. But you're going to see all of that because I'm about to do it right now. Okay, so now that that's set, I'm going to do the same thing for my chin. Push it in. Then I'm going to take what's left. I'm not... Who going to blow what? Not I. and waste product. Put it right in here, girl. Put it right here and take it. I really love that. So good. So now I didn't use all the powder that I took out. See, and you use less product when you do that. And I'm for that. Okay, so now that is done, before I cut like my contour and all that, I'm going to set my contour first. No, I'm going to set my whole face. Then I'm going to do my contour. Then I'm going to cut my cheek. I'll be right back. I forgot those powders. Okay, so I got my powders. So to set all over my face, even my contoured areas, I'm going to be using this translucent medium deep powder from Laura Mercier. I'm going to take that in the cap. Pour some out. Not even that much, girl. I'm going to take the sponge, the Morph sponge. I'm going to get the powder on here and I'm going to begin to set my face. Now, I saw in my contour areas, I saw Savannah Silver doing this and her face is always flawless. So I said, let me try it out. And I actually really like it because it's like this melts everything in. So I really like it. And you see like the contouring and the highlighting with the concealers, it toned down that orange tint that I had going on with the foundation. Plus this powder helps too, so trust the process. But this is the medium to dark. This is the Black Radiance Contour Powder Palette. I have the cream palette. And I only use it like twice because if I don't see it, I ain't going to use it. So I can't even open it to show you. I'm going to mix the light and the dark together to contour. Because it's all cracked up so I can't even show it to you. I'm going to use this same angled part. And I'm going to undercut my contour on my cheeks. And I'm going to let that bake while I put some of this stuff away. I got a bunch of stuff. Okay, so I'm going to smoke out my bottom lash line. I did mention that before. I wasn't sure if I wanted to, but I actually do. So I'm going to take the medium brown that I use in my crease. I'm going to use that first. And then the dark brown above that to smoke that out. Now, I didn't use the dark brown at all in this makeup tutorial, but I don't want my bottom lash line to be too dark. So I'm just going to use that color instead of the black or the green. So y'all just keep it smoky, but not too smoky. So that's on. I'm gonna let the powder bake. I'm gonna leave my contour palette out because most likely I'll probably deepen my contour a little bit. But I'm gonna go in with NC45 Studio Fix Powder Foundation under my eyes and just to set that in. I'm not going to use any other powder other than the Laura Mercier because it's very close to the foundation of my skin tone. So I feel like I don't need anything else to go on top of that. I don't need all these powders. So I'm going to bake and then I'll be back to sweep it off and finish out my face. So yeah. Okay, so enough baking. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this Morph Time Jaclyn Hill JH30 brush. And I'm going to pat and like sweep at the same time. Some of that powder off. So I'm going to take this MAC Studio Fix NC45 powder. And I'm going to pat this under my eyes. Okay, so now that that is done, I'm going to go back in with that Black Radiance contour palette, but only the dark color. And I'm just going to stay literally right here. Stay in the back. You can go up, but do not bring this forward. You just want some more definition right up in here. And that's it. You can bring it down a little bit, but that's what we're going to do. I'm going to take my tried and true Mario Badescu. Didn't mean to rhyme, but you know, I'm going to give you some for free, baby. This is the facial spray with aloe, chamomile, and lavender. So I'm going to spray this, cover my eyes. Okay. The last spray, I allow it to go everywhere, but when I'm going around, no, you want to protect this eyeshadow. Protect your eyeshadow. So I'm going to let that sit in for a little bit. Now I'm going to be highlighting. So I haven't used this in a while, but this is my Laura Mercier. This is not it. I picked up this is my setting powder. This is not the glow powder. Oh, it is. Sorry. Since this packaging looks the same, I got them confused. This is actually the glow because it has like a shiny cover. But the one I use to set all over my face, it looks just like this. So I had to, and they're both medium deep. So that's why I got them confused. But this is the loose setting powder glow. So I'm going to be using a little bit. I like to put things in the cap because I don't need a lot of powder. I don't like a lot of powder. This is the Jaclyn Hill Times More of JH07 brush. I'm just going to get a little bit in the cap. Dust the excess off. I like to pat in. Then I sweep into the contour because I'm going to go back in with that contour brush. So everything will be blended. Then I start to sweep it back and forth. So I pat in and then I sweep. This show, How to Get Away with Murder, is so good, but then some of the characters are just funny. So it's like, I love it though. Good mix. I'm gonna go in with this Juvia's Place highlighter, but it's a Juvia's palette. I got the palette sitting in front of me, so I'm kind of like, yeah. I've seen people highlight with this palette though. I like these for my eyes. I don't. So I like things that are finely milled. I don't like chunky, and I feel like the shadows are kind of chunky. So that's good for your eyes, but not for your face. But I can make anything work, but I don't want that. But this is the Royalty 2 by Juvia's Place. And I'm just going to top that off. Okay, so we have product in the lid. You know how I do. I work off the lid, girl. So I'll just get a little bit of that. And I'm just going to keep it right there. As you can see, my highlight was already blinding, but you know. So we're going to keep it right there. Like right by your temple. Okay. So with that being done, I'm going to go back with this brush. No product on the brush. We're going to blend it. I'm going to blend the contour first, and then I'm going to go over the highlight a little bit just to help blend that in. So, contour, and then we're going to go over the highlight. I want to highlight my brow bone for some strange reason. It's like, highlight my brow bone. So, I'm not going to take this because this is really blinding. I'm going to use this shadow. I use that on the same brush that I used to contour and do the brown. But now we're doing highlighting under the brow, so it's okay. So, I'm going to take some of this. And I'm just going to run it right there. I like a matte brow bone, but it's something about like a little highlight. You can't tell on camera. But it just adds something. Like, I like it to be matte, but then I like it to have some dimension too. Depending on how I feel in the look. So I'm just going to add that literally right there. So yeah. So I am going to spray again. I'm going to let that sit while I get my Ben Nye Final Seal, and I'm going to start to seal this all in. And this is pretty much the makeup look. So yeah. Okay, so now that that is settled in, I have my Midnight Final Seal. I have more. I need to refill this bottle, but we ain't doing that today. So I'm gonna do the same thing, and I'll be setting it with my Midnight Final Seal. So Midnight, girl, they working like magic over here to lock that in, because you know I like to set my setting spray. So yeah. So I'm gonna work off of the cap because you already know how I do. So I have a lot of powder. I didn't knock it off. Oh no. So I have powder all over my hand now. All over my hand I got some powder. So we gonna take that, girl. But we don't waste a thing over here, okay? We don't waste. We don't waste. And I'm going to all in. You know how to go. So now that that is set, we gonna hold our breath. Okay, I'm rhyming all day. We're gonna set and hold our breath. But anyway, the face is set. Still, the highlight is still showing. Everything is good. But what I'm going to do now is I'm gonna let that sink in. I'm gonna let all the powder sink in and do its thing. And I'm gonna go get dressed. And then I'm gonna come back and spray something over this. And then we're going to last all day. People want to know how my makeup lasts all day. Do it the Diana way. Come on. Why am I rhyming all day? Come on. Give me some. So, people want to know how my makeup lasts all day. It's the prepping of the moisturizer and the primer and letting everything sit and everything do its thing. And then it's the way I set my face, baby. I'll be beat all day. All day. So, yeah. But the face is done. I'm going to come back. I'm going to spray something on. And, come back. Oh, a matter of fact, I'm going to do my hair off camera. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do my hair off camera. And I'm going to get dressed. And I'm going to come back and spray my face. And give you some slow-mo. And that'll be the end of the video. So I'm back. I'm dressed in my all black for work. So my face is done. I'm not going to do any lipstick or not on camera. Because I got to go. So I'm going to take some of this Maybelline Clear brow gel. Well, it's clear mascara, but I use it as brow gel. You can use that as well. But it's brown now because I always use something brown in my brows. So yeah, just to take the powder away. And the final step is this Makeup Mix and Fix spray. And literally, this is what we got. Okay, so I tacked down my unit with this elastic band. And this is what we got. Because she gotta go. She gotta go. So this is the finished look. I hope you guys enjoyed my video. And she gotta go to work. So until my next video, I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.